Hello everyone, so I have managed to complete books 8 and 9 over the last day or so. These are really preparation for next week when my friend Simon and I go and walk the Northumberland coastal path. Now before we set off on Sunday, I did want to take this moment to say a huge thank you for this gift. Firstly to the Methodist Church for this sabbatical opportunity. Also to my district colleagues, Lorraine and Kate especially, for covering for me, especially to my circuit colleagues who are undoubtedly carrying all sorts of stuff on my behalf, and to my churches who have just been so gracious about me disappearing at a time like this. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you to you all, and I thought it was best probably to do it before we set off, because I don't know how tired and consequently churlish I might feel at the other end of the walk. Anyway, the second of the two books that I have completed was a very short one by Sarah Lee, telling the fascinating story of St. Cuthbert. But the first one was this gem, How to Pray by John Pritchard. This is such an accessible and realistic book. Now, one of the quotes he uses often in the book is "Pray how you can, not how you can't." And I just love, much of Christian life isn't champagne but tea and biscuits. Now, how would I sum up this book? Well, there's a quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes which says that there is a simplicity on the near side of complexity which is worthless. Actually, he says rather more directly that to which he wouldn't give a fig. But then he goes on to say there's a simplicity on the far side of complexity which is to die for, he says, which he would give his life for. Now that to me seems like a great summary of this book. It's the simplicity on the far side of complexity that is invaluable. So if you're just wanting to learn more about prayer, or like me, you probably know most of this stuff but just needed to be reminded, well, this little book is fabulous. It's just chock full of wonderful phrases to help us to reflect on prayer. How about space to let quiet things breathe? Or listen between the lines to catch the silent music. Brilliant quotes. But I guess the true mark of the genius of a book like this is whether or not it changes our practice. And to that end, I need to tell you that this morning on my daily walk, it inspired me to do what I might call some embodied Ignatian meditation. It was embodied in that I was actually in nature, but presented with this wonderful scene. I found myself picturing the biblical story of Jesus and his disciples wandering through the grain fields and Jesus picking some food. Can you see the same thing? And you see Jesus and his disciples? Can you picture that scene? As I looked and imagined, I could sense the joy that Jesus must have felt in that beautiful moment, both at the wonder of the world he had made, but also this time of companionship and sharing with his friends. Can you feel that? I could also sense that desire, his desire to address their need, to address their hunger, and perhaps the fulfillment he felt in serving them. Of course, in this passage, others are present. It's not just Jesus and his disciples in that field. And I could also see those criticising Jesus for breaking their Sabbath rules in that moment. But in being able to see them in this Ignatian meditation, being able to sense all this before me, I felt a greater sense of how Jesus must have felt when he saw other people, even those who were perhaps wanting to honour the gift of the Sabbath, but those who, in doing so, turned away from such wonder and beauty and joy and need. In that, just that sense of we shouldn't be those turning away. So it's a great book. Please do, if you get a chance, delve into it and reflect on it. But thank you all once again, and I'll see you soon. Bye.